So let's get this analysis started. The first topic I'm going to discuss is family. And that is because in the Philippine culture, we're a very group-oriented culture where family is an integral part and the needs of the group or the needs of the family are prioritized over the needs of the individual. When looking at the tagline for Easter Sunday on the movie posters, it says, "Home is where crazy is." So let's dissect that. So first, I'm going to replace the word crazy. As a mental health provider, I find that in mainstream media, the word crazy is used in a derogatory and stigmatizing way. So I'm going to substitute that word for either chaotic or dramatic. So the way I'm going to read the tagline is home is where drama or chaos is. So essentially, family is where, because home is where family is where the drama is, where the chaos is. And for a lot of Filipinos in the United States, that experience of drama, of chaos is a common experience. So now the question is, why do some Filipinos find their families chaotic or dramatic? And I think from a more Western perspective, one thought is about the idea of boundaries. So in a very group-oriented culture, there will be less boundaries. So basically, because there's less prioritizing of an individual's needs, there's lack of acknowledgement of the boundaries or the preferences of that individual, and that can lead to some of this chaos. We see in the movie, it actually leads to people essentially within the family meddling with other people's business, other people's problems, other people's conflict. I mean, the big part of the movie is trying to get the two titas, Joe's mom and then his other tita, to, reconcile over some conflict. So you're having basically the group, the family saying, hey, you guys need to get along, or we want you guys to get along. But instead of, the two titas working it out on their own terms, it's almost as if it's the family that wants it to be worked out, and Joe, for whatever reason, is designated as the peacemaker in that situation. So what are the implications for a lack of boundaries in a family, or that we see in the movie? So first of all, there's, lack of privacy. Do we know that if I, as a group member or as a family member, say this comment to this person, are they going to just tell everybody? So that's something that, a family member would worry about, or a member of the group would worry about. Second, people will more likely meddle in your business. They may, give unsolicited advice. They may even actually take actions to help solve the problem that you did not ask for. And, a lot of the times family members say it's coming from a good place, it's because we love you. But at the same time, doing so doesn't acknowledge the autonomy of that particular individual. And you see this in the movie when Joe, steps up during Easter Sunday during the sermon and is basically trying to get his mom and his aunt to try to reconcile whatever conflict they have. This essentially led to the mom kind of being obligated or kind of forced to go to her sister's Easter lunch, even though she didn't want to, and vice versa. And that, talks about another thing is that when the group is prioritized, the family's prioritized over the individual, that, individual members may be more succumb to the opinions and the pressures from the group. And this can lead to things like feeling as a member to feel obligated, to attend something or to do something. And Joe kind of, talks about that too, in the sense that he, didn't really feel like he had the time to go visit his family in Easter, but he was kind of guilted into it. And that's kind of, an example of when you're trying to reconcile group needs and individual needs.